Few weapons in modern history have had as profound an impact on the evolution of warfare as the Gatling gun. During the American Civil War, Dr. Richard Gatling saw Union soldiers marching toward battle and witnessed the relentless procession of wounded and fallen men returning from the front lines. In response, Gatling embarked on a mission to create a labor-saving device for warfare. The result was the Gatling gun, a rapid-firing multiple-barrel machine gun that would become a cornerstone in the evolution of firearms. In today's video, we're going to explore the history and enduring impact of the Gatling gun, taking a closer look at its remarkable journey over time. The Gatling gun, a pioneering hand-driven, crank-operated, multi-barreled weapon, stands as one of the earliest manifestations of what we now know as machine guns. Notably, it was the first machine gun to boast reliable loading mechanisms, granting it the capacity to unleash sustained bursts of firepower. Gatling's eponymous invention came into existence during the American Civil War, driven by the idealistic hope of rendering war unthinkable due to the sheer devastation it could unleash. At the very least, he believed his invention could reduce the number of soldiers required to engage in battle. He famously wrote that his goal was to shrink the size of armies, thus lowering casualties from combat and disease, while also highlighting the senselessness of war. Patented on November 4, 1862, the initial version of the Gatling gun had 6 barrels arranged in a circle around a central axis. Typically operated with a crew of 4, the Gatling gun weighed approximately 77 kilograms and measured over 1 meter in length. The Gatling gun used a top-loading magazine that loaded each barrel in sequence. As the gunner turned the crank, 1 barrel fired with each rotation. The rate of fire depended on how fast the gunner could turn the crank. In its early form, it could shoot up to 200 rounds per minute, and later versions could fire even more rapidly, reaching rates like 700 to 1,000 rounds per minute. This was a remarkable contrast to the time it took for an enemy soldier in the line of fire to reload and fire a single shot. While promising, the initial reception of the Gatling gun by the U.S. Army was marked by reluctance, with the machine gun initially being overlooked. It wasn't until the summer of 1863 that the Washington Navy Yard commenced testing the Gatling gun. An evaluating officer provided a positive assessment, noting its simplicity of mechanical construction and well-executed workmanship. However, despite this encouraging evaluation, the U.S. opted not to adopt the gun, leading to another 3 years of limited recognition within the military. In the interim, a few Army officers took the initiative to acquire Gatling guns for themselves. The Gatling gun saw its first combat use in the final year of the American Civil War, when Union General Benjamin F. Butler deployed it during the siege of Petersburg, Virginia. Following the end of the war in 1866, the U.S. Army finally placed its first order for 100 Gatling guns. Gatling collaborated with Colt for their production. In the years that followed, the Gatling gun became vital in U.S. military operations, especially in conflicts with Native American tribes in the American West. Beyond U.S. borders, foreign interest in the Gatling gun surged as well. Russia became the first country in Europe to directly purchase Gatling guns from Colt, while British manufacturer W.G. Armstrong secured a license to produce and sell Gatling guns. The Gatling gun made its British debut in 1879 during the Zulu War, marking another step in its journey from invention to global recognition. Continual innovation led to the production of new models, steadily improving upon the original design until the early 20th century. Richard Gatling, with 43 patents to his name, passed away in 1903 at the age of 85, leaving a legacy that spanned from a steam-driven tractor to an improved flush toilet and, of course, the Gatling gun. However, his most renowned invention faced competition from newer firearms based on recoil mechanisms rather than revolving barrels. As World War I erupted, the Gatling gun gave way to the first completely automatic machine gun, designed by Hiram Maxim in England during the 1880s. While Gatling's initial aspiration may have been to reduce the violence and devastation of war, the subsequent development of smaller yet highly effective automatic weapons, inspired by his innovation, paradoxically made warfare more devastating than ever. Nevertheless, the Gatling gun experienced a resurgence in reputation after World War II, serving as the model for the M134 minigun, as well as the M61 Vulcan minigun. commonly mounted on US aircraft during the Vietnam War. Since the late 20th century, several new Gatling-style guns have been developed. The largest among these is the 30mm GAU-8 Avenger autocannon, which is mounted on the Fairchild Republic A-10 Thunderbolt II aircraft. So, do you find the Gatling gun's story as interesting as we do? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content.